Pour some more wine.
Got wine.
Okay. And Dorothy said earlier, she thinks everybody's an artist and everybody's...
Like, who isn't an artist? Mm-hmm. I think sometimes art is created, like, intentionally and sometimes non-intentionally.
Uh-huh.
And I think that would be something that would be non-intentional. Like, if you had an episode of rage, and I was saying just took some eggs and just wanted to throw them all over the place, that you would probably step back afterwards and say, huh, that's pretty cool. Because you may see shapes and forms and things in it that
Like
you didn't really intend to make, but then all of a sudden you look at it and you're like, holy cow, I made all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was...
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
It's almost like inventions. Inventions happen sometimes by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You pour the wrong thing into the wrong thing, and all of a sudden you've got...
But don't you think an invention is art?
Yeah, I do.
It's like...
It is because
to me,
it's
any,
creative.
like, craft,
it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So like anything's an art.
Anything
like,
new and novel is
makeup
art.
is an art.
Yeah.
Hair is an art.
I agree.
Grooming a dog is an art.
The thing is, you can see
Taking
art.
a shit is an art.
I was just gonna say that if a dog shit looks like art, you may see art in dog shit.
Uh-huh.
Because it makes a certain shape.
Because
it
it's
makes
made.
the shape
Okay.
of Africa.
Okay, so is this irreverent?
What?
Saying dog shit is art? If I take a hunk of dog shit and I smear it all over a piece
I
of
think
glass...
I saw some dog shit in the MoMA someday.
Think about what was in the Saatchi Museum. It was literally blood as the head bust. And they had to put it at a certain temperature so the blood wouldn't melt. It was a head bust made of blood. So then Mel said, well, maybe it's fine art. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I could see how, like, something that is technical is fine art.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at a building. There's artistry in architecture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well,
that's
nice.
tremendous.
So a two-year-old...
Interior design.
So a two-year-old who doesn't know and understand anything technical doesn't create art. They aren't creative. They're creative, but they don't create art.
I don't think they intentionally create art.
Sometimes I think the idea of not being technical is more artistic because it's truly from your gut. It's from your heart and your soul. It's very free, and but that's not to say that, I mean, I don't compare myself to a 2-year-old.
Isn't that fine art, though?
I think fine art is someone that's mastered it.
yeah, that has like what's his face? Who's the guy that did the ceiling? Michelangelo. I mean, did you see his? He was like calculated in terms of the horse's head and how far his neck was from his legs and his body and his
yeah,
torso.
but at the same
He
time,
was considering scale.
Yeah, but that's brilliant though.
It's a different issue.
But I think that's an art. That's
But like
It's fine art
Rothko,
to
Mark
me.
Rothko, you think he's an
fine art
artist?
to you is so. What's fine
I don't
art
know.
to you?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. But I feel like he's mastered a certain field of art that whether we think it is easy or not, or like
I don't know. There's just,
aesthetic art or not,
I don't know.
I think that he's
a 100-year-old bottle of wine versus a 10-year-old bottle of wine. Not to say that one is better than the other.
And not to say that the 100-year-old wine just went vinegar.
yeah, exactly.
Well, no, that stuff has been established as art. It is in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You know, it's been established. It's already significant. In MoMA, they're more on the cutting edge. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. I still maintain the idea that technology or technique, especially in my field as photography, should have a qualifying aspect to the work. If I see a print and it's flat, I'm like, what the fuck is this hanging on the wall for in MoMA? Give me a break.
Yeah, but that's what makes it art, because the
That
next person
bugs me.
standing next to you thinks it is.
Right.
That makes
It's
me
amazing.
think that I could take a shit on a photograph and make it work.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think the difference between now and our generations, I think that our perspective is it's so much more difficult, I think, to create art that is impressive. Because we have such higher expectations of art. Because we got a history of art.
Well, because we have so much of it now.
Right, and we have so much. I mean, back in Rembrandt's time, how many artists were there? I mean, how many sculptors were there? There weren't people creating art.
But
now
you
we
don't
got
know that.
everybody.
You don't
we
know
don't,
that.
but that's only a glimpse of what we've shown. But so, what I'm saying is the expectation of art now is like dazzle me. Because I've seen all of that. I've seen all the art, and so I think it's harder for artists to really capture an
What do
audience.
you mean
because
dazzle you? Dazzle your
that's
mind
me.
or
I've
dazzle
seen
you
Rembrandt. I've
visually?
seen this. I've seen Cubism. I've seen
Dazzle, what do you mean?
like something that I've never seen. I
So
think
you
it's
want a
harder-
visual stimulation?
No, like
Or-
a technique, I think you're saying.
Yeah.
Because there's like, you know, they
So
at
visual.
that time came
Visual.
up with impressionism. They came up
Yeah.
with pointillism. They came, you know, they
Yeah.
came
They've
up with all these
exhausted it.
things.
So you're looking for a visual stimulation more than you are an intellectual. I understand.
I don't know. I mean, I think we've exhausted a lot of medium, and so you know, when you go that route, it's like harder to so-called impress the audience. And I don't know if necessarily art is meant to do that, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying though.
That's a good question. Is art meant to impress the audience?
I think true art doesn't give a shit what the hell the audience thinks.
Yeah, you're right.
I really do. And I think when an artist can accomplish that, they really tap into their creative soul. I think when they care about what the audience is, they get caught up in that and they lose track of where they were going. And I think in the end, they're disappointed in the product because they got distracted by
That's
the
why I
world.
feel the way I feel, because I care about what people think. I care about their interpretation. Why create art? It's for the viewer. It's not for me.
It's not like, you know, when you're trying to please other people, it's just, you know.
It's not that I'm trying to please other people. I'm communicating with people. Anybody who's looking at the shit that I do, the stuff that I do, is getting something from it. If I don't communicate something, it's ineffective. That's what I care about.
I think if your agenda is to have that happen, then yeah, okay, then you focus on delivering a message as opposed to delivering art. I think art sometimes has a subsequent event of having an impact on people, but I think the artist shouldn't necessarily be concerned about its impact. I mean, yeah, okay, years ago it did, because they were trying to relay maybe a war, or they were trying to relay a circumstance, you know, that maybe wasn't communicated because
Okay.
Paul Revere was still writing his work on the, you know.
Back to our earlier conversation about why I would burn the portfolio. In burning the portfolio, I am making a statement about all this writing. Writing, and I see the importance of it also. But all of this writing that, you know what, nobody is gonna freaking read again. They're just not gonna read this thing. If they do, fine, whatever. But for the most part, it's gonna sit in this dungeon-like room in the basement of a library in the middle of freaking nowhere. And nobody's gonna read this thing.
You know, it's really
And
weird.
what I'm thinking is the irreverency of burning it is to make a statement that all of this was anticlimactic compared to the creation of the product itself, not the product of the portfolio, but the talk about the portfolio.
You know, I would make an analogy to building a house, that once you have the blueprint down and the labor of putting a blueprint together, once the house is built, the blueprint can be burned. So I think it's a process of getting to an end result, and I think sometimes that process of getting there seems like it's just totally useless and waste of time, but ultimately without it, you can't build a house upon it.
Yeah, but the thing is, the process happened before I started the portfolio. It was there, it was intact before I started to write it. I didn't need to write about it to know what I did. It was a regurgitation of 4 semesters of stuff, of work.
Yeah, but your writing has really improved a lot. And I think your ability to communicate has improved a lot. It has.
Okay, wow, okay, so I wrote this thing. It's because I needed to learn how to write better.
Fine?
Why would you put fine in front of art?
Because it's more like specialized to me. It's more,
Master.
yeah, there's a master.
So am I a fine art photographer?
There's a level of mastering a technique, a mastering of something that you and I as common people, lay people can't do. That to me is like a master craftsman or a fine art person. Or like Melanie is a master of photography. She's a fine photographer. I mean, that doesn't really fit well, but you know what I'm saying. She's a
No, I know,
master.
and I would say that, I would say, that's what I was getting at with Mel, that I think that there's fine litigators, and I think there's fine gymnasts that are artists. And I think, like, but I think you had to have mastered your field. Just like a ballerina, like there could be a ballerina that is, you know, right here at the Two River Theater, but she's certainly not going to be dancing at the American Ballet anytime soon, or the New York Ballet anytime soon, because I don't think she's mastered. She's good.
So experience is relevant to being a fine artist.
I think so.
Well, you know, interestingly enough, I have to tell you, somebody said to me that the furniture pieces that I've been designing are more interesting than my photography. What's that for? As a kick in the head.
No, because I think what they're saying is you brought all to your furniture, all of your experience as an artist, and that's a compliment. Because if you went in the opposite direction, they're saying that everything that you've learned as an artist you put into your furniture, and there shows your experience. If it went the opposite and they said, well, your furniture, do you know what I mean? I see it more as another step up into like fine artistry.
You know what I take that as? I take that as, and don't get me wrong when I say this, but I think that there are, how do I say this without sounding like Like, I don't think it works. Like 6,000 photography.
It doesn't, because everybody takes a fucking photograph nowadays, and they call themselves photographers.
Well, it's more unusual than a general photograph.
Yeah, like I think like like I think that's what I mean. Like I think if you took your photography and took your furniture, and I think if you showed people, I think they'd be like, whoa, this is really interesting. And it's not that I don't think that they would think your photography is interesting. I just think it stands out more because it's so different.
Mm-hmm. And they think, oh my god.
And your photography, I just feel like so many people.
Like, first of all, I think
it's like Norris,
so weird.
like Norris, my buddy Norris.
I've seen his work.
And like one of his, like a couple of his photos from Ground Zero being, people are buying it at like Georgia Tech University for some research thing.
Cool.
But it's like his work though, you know, it's like
the content.
Like if you put your pictures next to each other at Ground Zero, I don't know if I could tell the difference.
Yeah, right. I understand.
But some of your photography where you've like put in the movement and color and other things have made it like
so
whoa.
content and meaning
Huge.
are completely relevant, which is really what makes it fine art.
Yeah.
But I also think though that if you had two different shots where he shot a product,
Anybody
Melanie
can
has
press the
mastered
button.
the product photography. If you put him in a closed room and tell him to take a photograph of a product, I don't know if he's necessarily mastered that part, because Melanie has mastered product
Well, that's 'cause
photography.
I've done
And
it.
you know, well,
She's done
actually,
it.
you know,
And it's
now
advertising.
that I think about it though, you know what's really interesting? When I think about art, or the experience of it all, when I go to the Met, I have expectations.
I do too.
And I have expectations that it is going to be a masterpiece.
So do I. When I went to MoMA, I was
It's gonna blow me
incredibly
away.
disappointed.
No, but when I go to the MoMA, I don't feel that way.
I do. I want
I
to
feel
see
like,
great art.
but what I think though is not masterpiece. I think like different,
Liberal.
like different, unique, like so
Oh, okay,
creative.
okay, I get that. I get
I'm
that.
looking at the
like
mastermind,
out of
like,
mind,
you know,
like
I
so
get that.
cool, like so different, so.
So photography's
I'm
not gonna
looking
be
for an
different.
experience when I go to the MoMA. Like I'm looking for fun and outrageous and unique and
But
different.
the other
Tell you
fun.
that, and as far as I'm concerned, a lot of the
As well as impressionism.
the photography at the moment is weak. Not in content, but in technique, and I
But you
think
know-
there has to be a balance between them both.
You know what else is unique too though, is the MoMA captures, it doesn't necessarily capture history like the Met.
Yeah.
Because the Met captures history and time of, this is the medium that they had to work with, this is what they
Yeah.
knew, this is what they were able to accomplish.
With
and this
what
is,
they had, materials.
Right, so you get a history and you get a flavor of, this is what they had back then, this is what they were,
And look how they were masters of their time.
right.
Dentro del corazón, sin pudor, sin razón, con el fuego de la pasión.
I was telling Mel before that I think it's frustrating when someone says I'm an artist. Fuck. So am I. Who are you?
You are. You both are.
To me, art is expression of some sort. Could I say as an artist? Yeah. You're an artist in your field. You've created things that have never been created. That's to me
I think
art.
as an
That's
artist-
So
That's
what about
art in
creating
a field.
something new?
To me, art isn't a field. To me, there's art in every field.
I agree with that totally.
La belleza del mar, querer y poder
Talk
compartir.
about creating something new, like a new technology, or is it art, or is it both, or is it about taking something old and expressing and showing meaning using that medium?
Yeah, I think, but that's to me creating something new again.
But do we ever really
Creating
create
something new
anything
from something old. It doesn't necessarily mean, yeah.
I don't know, do we create anything new? Are we all just
The internet was never here.
Are we all conglomerate of something else that's come before us?
It's just a matter of putting things together and mixing it together. You can come up with many different cakes, but the ingredients have always been there.
No,
That's not true.
We never
All
had
I'm saying is-
blackberries.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is everything
Never
in
had
the world.
digital camera.
What I'm saying is everything in the world has already been existing. It's already been there. It's already there for us to use. It's just a matter of
debating that with
if I mix this flour with that wine, it might come up with a new invention. I'll
She's
show
debating it,
myself.
saying the technology is new.
No, but I don't think it's
Sentimiento de libertad. Querer sin jamás esperar.
Math is an art. There are people that like to do science and all that. I mean,
But
doing a surgery is an art. Closing up somebody's wounds, that plastic surgery
And that
is an art.
evolves.
I agree.
And so does finance.
Para poder luchar contra el viento volar, descubrir la belleza.
creating food is an art.
I do too.
Yeah, chef.
Absolutely.
Pastry chefs, that's
Absolutely.
Any chef.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think art is a field. I think every field has an art. Is art.
I think
I
if
agree.
you have a sensibility for experimentation and exploration, then you can be an artist or you are an artist. Because that, you know what I mean?
No,
Well, if you want to experiment with things, and
that means that
explore
not
things-
everybody's an artist.
Well, I'm a lawyer, but I'm a lawyer and creative in the legal field. But I'm not an artist. Where I make money being an artist.
Yeah, but okay.
The world may not receive me
I
as
think
I'm an
creating-
artist. Okay.
Yeah,
creating
but
is
hold on. You're
explorative.
making money as an artist.
I think creating is
Yeah.
explorative.
You're making money as an artist, just in your field.
Just advising people to law.
Yeah, but you've created an art.
I agree. I have to say yes. I created something. I found a loophole in the law and I created a vehicle for it. Right.
Cheers. Cheers. So to me, you're an artist. You're making money as an artist.
So then how is that different than the person who creates flowers on a canvas? What's the
They're a
appeal?
painter.
Okay, so they're a painter. But they're
They
an artist.
paint.
But they're not like Jimmy who paints your fucking walls.
But he's an artist too.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think so.
How they cut in.
Huh?
That's technique. That's technique. That's
Is
not art.
technique being artist?
I think so.
I think art is the ability to express something that has evolved within a person in a deeper, meaningful way. And it's not a technique. 'Cause technique I can nail. Photoshop, I got it down. That is
So a
not
technician
art.
is not an artist.
No.
No, but that's
I
not
think
true.
somebody who takes a number of
So
different things
technique
and
is
you take
is
those techniques-
pointillism. It's impressionism.
you
So,
take, he's the one who created that.
but so
If
how
I
is that,
imi-
how is that, how is
if
that
I
technique
imitate
not
him,
art?
if I imitate him without infusing anything new, it's repetition.
So that suede